Hey everybody, it's Wootini from GayGamer.net here with another one of my video podcasts. This week there was some gaming that occurred that was not Skyrim. I was lured out of Tamriel briefly, very briefly, by some new DLC for Rock Band and SingStar. Because the regularly released DLC for those games is what keeps them going back into my Xbox and PS3 on a regular basis. Just because it keeps them alive and it keeps me playing them. Which is weird because DLC for other games doesn't always do that for me. I mean, there are games where I'm like, ooh, another, like Mass Effect or like LA Noire, I was very excited to play those because it was an extra case, or an extra mission. So there's certain games where I would like to play more of it, but then there's also games that get DLC where I'm like, no, I'm sorry. Because a lot of the times, it's very expensive. And I'm like, wait, I'm going to pay $10 for, like, this extra little mission? And I'm just like, Like, I bought a DLC mission for Mass Effect and was like, well, it was okay, but wait for it to go on discount because it's not really worth, whatever it was, like $8 or $10 for it, I just feel like you don't get... I mean, like, you're paying $60 for a game and you get all this content, so you're paying $10 and you're just getting, like, a mission that'll take you maybe, like, a half an hour tops to play through. To me, it's less of a value, really. But with the music games, you pay a couple of dollars, you get an extra song, and you can play it a bunch of times, because you're going to want to play it a bunch of times, because you're going to want to get better at it. That regular DLC, I tend not to buy a lot of it, for whatever reason. The other big news this week was the announcement that Capcom is going to do Resident Evil 6. I know, shocker. Obviously it was coming. The problem is that I lost interest in the Resident Evil series around 4. Everyone raved about 4 so much that I finally caved and got it for my Wii and was kind of not that impressed by it. I just feel like... And then when I saw 5, and everyone's like, oh, 5's even better! And I'm like, no. 5 is exactly what I don't want. Because 4 still felt like Resident Evil, but the Resident Evil series just got a little too combat-heavy for my tastes. I prefer Silent Hill, although that also went off the rails too. Although the Wii Silent Hill was actually quite good. But the Resident Evil series just got way too action-oriented, and I feel like, if I wanted to play Call of Duty, I'd play Call of Duty, or, whatever. It just feels like a war game to me now, and not a horror game. And I liked the idea of crawling through a creepy mansion, I was going to say, with limited supplies, but then I'm like, no, actually the limited supplies thing kind of pisses me off. I'm always running out of ammo, and then you turn the corner and there's a massive monster, and you're like, crap! And you only have your handgun. And, But I just preferred that kind of scary, creepy feel to the whole, here's giant monsters, now just run and gun, and it doesn't do anything for me. So, the trailer for Resident Evil 6, it looks fantastic, it looks like a gorgeous looking game, and I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun, and it'll do really well, and everybody will love it, but not me. It's not for me. I actually got a little more excited when I saw the new trailer for the Resident Evil movie that's coming out. Mostly just because Michelle Rodriguez is in it somehow. And then I saw Ada Wong in her ridiculous red dress, which thrilled me for some reason. It's sort of like in the second movie when Jill Valentine shows up and she's wearing her blue tube top and miniskirt, and you're just like... And you're a cop, and like, I mean, it makes no sense in the game, but whatever. But then when you see it in life in a movie, you're just like, it just, every time she's on screen, you're like, this is not a policewoman's uniform, and it is not conducive to fighting zombies. So, it'll be interesting to see the red dress and how that looks when you're fighting monsters. But the other thing I wanted to talk about was Skyrim, because I wanted to do a little reader mail. Well, it's not really a reader mail, a viewer mail, I should say. It's not a reader. You watch me. I had a comment on my last podcast where I talked all about Skyrim, And Sad Clown was asking if it's better than Oblivion, like how it would compare to Oblivion, because he seems to have had the same problem I did with Oblivion, where it levels up with you, and it was kind of irritating. And I had heard that they kind of tweaked that for Skyrim, and I can actually see how the skill perks that you use to level up, I feel like that would help you to overpower your enemies. You know, I can see where that would, like, as you increase your level, and once you're like level 75 or whatever, I see some of my friends on Xbox Live and they're like, and I'm like level 14 and it's sad. But I started late. Also, they're probably playing it way more than I am. But like, you add these perks to your skills that like increase your one-handed combat or your destructive magic or your blocking or whatever, so you can protect yourself better and do more damage and such. And so, and that's kind of, it works with your skill level, so you get more and more powerful as you go. And so I don't know how much the world levels up around you, but so far it's been fine. Because I found that I've run into a couple of ice trolls, and the first one I tried to kill, but after my third or fourth try I was like, okay, this is clearly not going to happen, so I just snuck around him. And then the second one I was on my horse, so I just blew past him, because they're clearly like above my level right now. But I do feel like eventually I will hit a point where I will be strong and powerful enough that I can take them on, and it won't be embarrassing, and I won't die within 2 seconds. Because also, I'm at level, I think I'm about to be level 15, or I just turned level 15. I think I'm just shy of level 15. And on my way back to Riverwood, I passed by this mine that I discovered off on a trail. So I went into the mine, there was like a handful of bandits in there, like half a dozen of them. And except for the leader, like, I was able to take out bandits in practically one hit. Like, literally, I would go up to the bandit, I would press attack, I would press attack and go right into the, like, kill screen cinematic. Which I'm not crazy about. It kind of, because when you've got more than one enemy, I feel like it should only do that on the final enemy. Because sometimes you'll do that, and there's another enemy, and it takes you out of the game, and then suddenly you have to go back in and fight the other guy. The one time I did like it was the dragon. When I killed a dragon, and I did the finishing blow, that was pretty awesome, and it was long, too. Like, I jumped up on the back of his head, and I'm like, rah, and that was really cool. Compared to Oblivion, Sad Clown, it's way, way better. I did not like Oblivion. Oblivion kind of depressed me, because I loved Morrowind so much, and I played the hell out of it, that I was super psyched for Oblivion, and then Oblivion came around, and then I was like, I don't like this. Something's not working. I don't enjoy playing this game. But Skyrim is like it's not like Oblivion, it's more like Morrowind, it's way more fun. So, you might want to give it a try. I mean, eventually there will be a Game of the Year edition that'll include all the DLC that they're going to put out, and it'll cost like $30, so, you know, you could always just wait for that and save yourself some money. The other thing I wanted to ask is, if any of you know, why would you want to buy a horse? I bought a horse, and I'm riding it around, and I don't feel like I'm going any faster than if I was walking, and then when I go to some place on the horse, I get off my horse, and I go in, and I go into the dungeon, or the mine, or the cave, or the whatever, and then I come back out, and my horse is gone, and I end up having to walk back anyway. So I'm like, why do I have a horse if it's just going to disappear on me? And if I fast travel someplace, like wherever I'm going, if I fast travel to a town, my horse will be there, suddenly. I don't know where he goes. It's really irritating. I can't make him stay. So I don't really see the point of the horse, and I'm kind of regretting wasting 1,000 gold on it. But unless he can carry stuff, but I don't think he can. Of course, then I wouldn't even want to give him anything to put in his packs, because I don't want to give him anything important, because he'll just disappear again. But I have been doing some fast traveling, which I try not to do, but I can't help it, because, like, in Morrowind, it was great because you could go to the Mages Guild and they would teleport you from city to city, so it was a way of doing fast travel, like, within the game, so you weren't taking yourself out of the game and, like, cheating by just clicking, yes, go there. You could go there, and it was fast travel, but within the world of the game. But here, it's like, it's not great. I'm just like, ugh, I gotta go all the way back over there, and my horse has disappeared. Fine, I'll just fast travel, just because I can't be bothered. It's taking too much time. And that's frustrating because I don't like to do that because I feel like it's not cheating, but it takes you out of the game and it takes you out of the world, and the whole point of playing these games is that they're first person and they're very immersive and they're just wonderful. So if anyone could explain the purpose of the horse, let me know in the comments. And if you have any other questions, let me know and I'll see if I can answer those. And now with a couple very quick, I know this is running long, but a couple non-gaming related things. I got this book for Christmas. It's called Shock Value by Jason Zinnemann, and it's all about the history of horror movies in the early 70s, starting with Last House on the Left and Rosemary's Baby, and how it transformed, from like the Hammer style horror movies into the really gritty, low budget, nasty 70s horror and all of that. I'm only about halfway through it, but it's really, really good. And I recommend it if you like horror movies. And then secondly, I just watched Bridesmaids and I don't get it. Everyone raves about it, they're like, it's hilarious, and I'm like, no. I didn't like 40-Year-Old Virgin either, and I'm not watching any more of these Judd Apatow 2.5-hour comedies because I don't think they're very funny at all. I actually spent the whole movie thinking that Kristen Wiig's character was really annoying, and I wish the movie was about anyone else except her. So, don't watch that moon. Don't watch that movie. It's not very good. Unless you've already watched it, in which case I'm sorry. But if you enjoyed it, then there you go. Different strokes for different folks. So there. So you got games, books, movies, you got a little of everything this week. Let's see what I have for you next week. Bye!